Hey everyone, this is my video too. We're going to start with talking about just some courtroom issues. The article that was given to us actually kind of talks about what organizations are really heading to the courtrooms to fight for teachers' rights and dealing with evaluating teachers and maybe unfair evaluations of teachers. Two of the biggest ones that are going is the American Federation of Teachers and the National Education Association. They've been really busy just getting in the courtrooms, talking about how evaluations are unfair in some places and challenging new systems in different states. Some of the states that they're really been working on: New Mexico, Louisiana, Tennessee, Florida. I guess in Florida and Tennessee, actually, it's been their different state unions that have been going to the courtrooms. These state unions in these states have been going against their grading components in their classrooms and on evaluation scores, using student test scores to judge every single teacher in a building, but not accounting for any poverty, diversity, cultural differences that some of these towns might be taking place in. That I found kind of interesting is actually took place in Nevada. Is left E.T. Howe versus Clark County School District. It's actually put into place in 2015 and started in 2015. What happened in the state of Nevada is that in 2011, they actually passed a law that allowed schools and school districts to fire a tenured teacher if they had two, I believe, evaluations that were not deemed effective. And they were not even allowed a due process hearing. They were just fired. Clark County Education Association actually took it to federal court, said that teachers tenured before the law went into effect should have vested rights in their past laws for employment and should only be terminated if they got a hearing or not, because that's how it was. This case is currently pending on the website. It says it's in process. The school district actually moved to dismiss the case, but that hasn't went through, or at least it hasn't shown up it went through yet. Okay, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about my district. In my district, we actually have evaluations done by our administrator. Our administrator who does evaluations is the principal of each of the different buildings. We use the McCrell system, and we actually have to come up with a plan of how we want to improve, and then we have to rank ourselves and where we feel we are in different measures. Then our principal comes in and does the same ranking, whether that we have reached mastery, we're still growing, so on and so forth. The administrator will come into your classroom and watch you in your class period and go through that observation, and then they will have a conversation with you as well as do the McCrell system online to finalize up that paperwork. I will say probably in my district there is some definite non-uniformity in terms of how much you get evaluated, when you get evaluated. So I do think that needs to be changed, and so it's more consistent, whether you're a first-year teacher or a long-term teacher. You need to be fairly consistent on your evaluation observations, especially, in my opinion. Recourse in the district, since I've been here, this is my 8th year of teaching, there has never been a lawsuit or anything like that filed. However, in our district, you do get due process. So if you think that you are being treated unfairly and you're being fired because of evaluations and poor evaluations, you can actually go to the uppers and call for a meeting and go through that due process format. I'm sorry, I've been coughing on you. It's kind of as I reflect over my information that I've learned, there's a lot of information over evaluations that I didn't know. To be very honest, I learned a lot during this unit. One thing that I guess kind of I gained a lot of information about is that sensitivity of tenure versus no tenure, taking somebody's tenure away, and how much that could degrade a trust in a school system and a school district. Another thing that it made me reflect on was just evaluation in our schools and what we're doing and how we can keep them fair and equitable. Something else, it kind of opened up a conversation to what is my school's protocols, and actually I learned about that due process and how you could go to the uppers and actually ask for a meeting to do a full evaluation on it. So this was a really intriguing unit. There's a lot of different ways you can evaluate teachers. I gained that as well. Some of the articles were very informed on those and went into some great detail. So overall, this was a nice unit to go over, gave me a lot of thinking material. I think as I go forward into that administrator role, this is something I need to look heavily into and kind of see where my school is and see what we can do to change it, to maybe update it in a way that's fair and equal among all the teachers.
Thank you.